Here we are in round 3. Hopefully we get to be on the draw. I think this deck really does want to be on the draw. Mana base is a bit shaky, but we've got enough early plays to not get run over, especially with the two. We've like 2/2/3s for 2, 2/1/3s for 2. Won't get run over by, you know, goblin pikers and the like. Well, yeah, gonna keep it. Can't cast much from this hand, but with a 4, oh, there it is. Well, now the hand's just great. Draw 2 drop next turn. Alright, or that. That's fine. Alright, that's a bit of a beatdown. No colorless mana yet, but there's no reason that he would have played one until, well, now would have been a time. So maybe not on the colorless mana. Hopefully Seed Guardian does a decent job of holding the fort here. We could kill the 4/2. Well, my phone is ringing. All right. So I could Oblivion Strike this 4/2. We'll still have the option to do that next turn. Like, if we do that, we're taking 4 either way. I mean, if he playing Seed Guardian though, if he has colorless mana is actually not great. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead with the Oblivion Strike. I mean, the danger is our opponent playing a must-answer 5-drop. Well, that's pretty close. Well, yeah, but Seed Guardian's still all right against that. I think now we have to Seed Guardian. This Lone Larva is a little late to the party. Can't really spend my turn setting up for blue mana for next turn. So like an Oblivion Strike or a Clutch of the Currents. Well, Tightening Coils could be worse. I'll let him scry rather than lose the Seed Guardian. We could still Tightening Coils only removes flying; it doesn't remove reach. Our opponent's scrying is not great, but our best way out here is maybe an island. Though our opponent's if our opponent's able to scry into a colorless source, things get really rough. They're already pretty rough. Okay. Well, so now that's an okay draw. So I think we need a setup for the blue mana now. So we go Loam Larva for blue. Unfortunately, our advocate is still a 2/3. So might have to trade for something. The opponent is down to 1 card. That's the good news. What did they do with their scries? I don't know. Oh, I saw 1 on top. I can't. Let's see. Oh, top. Well, that's probably meaning we're gonna lose. top. Yeah, it's pretty good. So, well, this is interesting. There's a lot of value in having a 4/5 now, especially with no colorless mana from our opponent. I think we're actually... Yeah, I think our best play is to chump. We also get, like, by chumping... So we're going to chump. By chumping, we also get a 2/2 instead of a 1/1, which does make a difference. And we're going to keep our... We're going to keep this guy, and we'll be able to play a flyer next turn. He still keeps his 3/2, but without right now, our best way to win this game, I think, is to just hope our opponent cannot hit colorless mana for a bit. I mean, colorless mana just destroys us many different ways here, but spell first. Gotta remember. Could attack with the Advocate. He double blocks. This gets off the table. We do put the fear of the 1-mana trick in his heart. So let's say he double blocks, we're not dead to a crackback. Trade here, trade there. We go to... Yeah, okay. Just because if we actually do get this off the table, I think he just takes it anyway at 20. But, you know, it puts us into a position where maybe we can turn the race around fast enough if he doesn't hit colorless mana. For all we know, that's his other scry was colorless mana, though. But, like, you know, even a trade there is... What a trade there could do is mean that we're not going to be straight dead to a colorless mana in the future. I think even on this board we would attack with the Advocate. We're still assuming that the card he left on top was not actually good enough, but I don't think it's likely it was removal. I think he would have put removal ahead of the 4/4. Chain Mage. He does have an ally. Definitely could have been worse. Ooh. That is something to draw towards. Certainly something to draw towards. So now how do we feel about the Advocate attack? We're going to lead up with... follow up, I mean, with a Pathfinder. Since Chandler still gets us to 7 mana, but not to double blue. I'm just like, is there a double block that's bad for us? The worst one I think is the 3-2 and the 2-1. How bad is that? I mean, that's pretty bad. The 5-5 does hold back the other stuff though. Well, okay, I think it's worth it. Especially if he doesn't make that block, it'll be worth it. Like any other block, I think is great for us. He still could be fearing a trick. Well, he's gonna take it. Well, I certainly like our opponent taking it. Sweep away. Well, that is good enough because he can drain us for 2. All right, it was a thin margin we were hanging on by. Made a game of it though. Well, being on the draw wasn't the greatest there, I suppose. I still think we do want to be on the draw. And do we want to change things at all? Negate. Not so much. Horribly right. I just don't like it on the splash. Yeah. You know, usually I'm sideboarding pretty actively between games and sealed, but none of our sideboard cards seem particularly good there. Yeah, I think this one we're gonna send back. It's actually still pretty decent, but it's too much expensive stuff, I think. All right, we'll have to keep this one. Lagak will go. We need to find green. Yeah, there it is. Right on time. Now we get a pretty good shot at a nice curve here. We can draw that second green source. We're curving like champions. It doesn't fit as well into the curving plans. Hopefully it's not like Roiling Waters next. Still no play. It's interesting. Yeah, Lone Lumber is fine. Might have preferred a forest straight up, but can't complain. Pilgrim's Eye also would have been slightly better. Fair enough. I imagine this could mean there are some big dudes in our opponent's hand. He could have kept a very land-heavy hand, with like a removal spell and a big fatty. Well, there's a big fatty. I think we're gonna go ahead and Malice. There's actually a reasonable chance we're gonna hit like 1 or 2 lands here, but it just seems better than not casting it. Like, if we're kind of hoping we're drawing cards that let us forward our board in the next couple turns. Like drawing a land lets us play a flyer, or if we draw something that's not a land, well, hopefully it's something we can cast. We're gonna take it. Well, that was not the draw we wanted. Do I potentially have to stay back here? No, but I do think we're going to do a little bit of chump blocking. Because we make that attack, if we draw the land next turn, we're threatening lethal on the following turn. If he can't deal with the flyers. I mean, there aren't too many blank draws next turn. We've got We've got another the double blue 7-drop that would be very blank. I don't think the game's lasting that long. We've got another Avenger. Don't have too many other. Don't have too many other expensive things. Okay, well, it's something we can cast. That is good news. But it does not quite threaten lethal. A land would have been a lot better. We don't have a random way to gain life to pump our familiar. I don't think so. Healer gives that thing flying. He's going to make it unblockable. Sweep away. Ooh, gross. That's real bad. Yeah, I think we now lose this game. Definitely have to chump. Do I have a pump spell? No, I didn't board into the +2/+0. I have nothing that pumps, right? Because maybe that's my only out now. Because he has the unblockable mana. We're going to 6. Well, there's no single threat that's. Yeah, I don't think we can play enough spells though. Our hand's very clunky here. There's nothing we can draw to give us 2 plays next turn. He's also drawing 2 cards. That's not to be ignored. Well, there's the land. It's a little late, although may not have mattered. May not have mattered. because of the sweep away, being able to bounce our Avenger. How to gain life? Oh, played an ally. Yep, that'll do it. Alright, well, we'll try to salvage a 3-1 record in the next round.